So this video is basically what happens when you go down rabbit holes. Now, the other day I was making a video about how you can think of your product or what you're selling when it comes to brand building or product building, and you can check it out here. And one of the things that I talked about in that one was luxury brands. And then I automatically went into thinking about what happened to luxury brands in terms of all the trends during COVID. And it was a rough ride down the rabbit hole. Here are some fun ones that I came along the way. I hope you find it interesting. Stick around as we look at 8 more trends that seem to be fitting only the luxury product items. And yeah, that's about it. It's just interesting stories. Chanel increased its prices by 15% in 2021, right bang in the middle of the pandemic. The logical answer for that could be the fact that there was scarcity of resources, scarcity of personnel, scarcity of distribution. Everything was scarce at that point in time, and so it became more and more expensive to create a Louis Vuitton bag. Or a Chanel bag, sorry. One of the main things that draws people to you as a luxury brand is the fact that you are not available to everyone. Now, if you were Chanel, wouldn't it make sense to make your prices even more at the time when there were lesser bags so that lesser number of people can have it and the flex is ever more? That luxury brands are trying something called dynamic pricing. Farfetch and Net-a-Porter adjust their pricing based on nationality, demand, style, and stock availability. It was in 2021 when Gucci launched and sold its first NFT, and it was something called Gucci Vault Land. And I think they also sold a Gucci garden in Roblox. Whether it is your grandma's Chanel handbag from the 50s or it is the Balenciaga chunky bracelet at a cool $4,000, the fact is that luxury also started to be considered even more of a good investment opportunity during the pandemic. In fact, when there was no other option to travel, when the expenditure on a lot of other things where disposable income can be used was substantially low, luxury products was the one thing that gained popularity. Birkin, Chanel, they saw 30% spike in their sales during the pandemic. Suddenly, when toilet paper was difficult to get around, jobs were being lost, lives were at stake. How could you get yourself to go out and buy a luxury bag, product, watch, whatever? And so, therefore, you had to be quiet about it. And in my marketing fantasy, where stories like this never go out of style, I think that all the group of big, huge brands got together, got a bunch of influencers together, and said, let's start this trend about quiet luxury. Because quiet luxury never really tells you what the price is. Even though companies like Chanel increased their prices, it's not like the others decreased them. In fact, discounting became a rare phenomenon when it came to luxury brands during the pandemic. The luxury consumer would like the brands that they associate with to operate in this world is to be a citizen of the world. And therefore, during the pandemic, we saw an even increased number of luxury brands taking on initiatives. I don't even think that there is a way to compose the list of all the initiatives that luxury brands take. And I'm also not entirely sure whether all of them actually have a meaningful outcome, but it is a great marketing tool. Other than working from home, doing a lot of cooking and cleaning yourself, what was the one thing that took a lot of your time? Instagram, right? There was so much social media that got consumed. There were so many new influencers and content creators that got made during the pandemic because all of us were sitting on our phones scrolling up and down. And one interesting segment that got immensely benefited from it was luxury skincare. You are now sitting and watching a lot of stuff on social media. You get inspired to make some stuff on social media. When you start putting up stuff on social media, you start thinking about what your skin looks like because now you're in front of the camera a lot. So you start looking for more skincare, and then you find something which is great for skincare, and then you can make a reel about this great product for skincare, and the product does good, and because your reel does good, the product starts paying you. The cycle has not ended till now. I'm still waiting for it to end. 215%. That's the increase that eBay saw in chess sets 10 days after the release of Queen's Gambit. Louis Vuitton released a Damier chess set. It was priced at 24,000. Hermes offered a maple wood and leather chess set, which was for 8,500. Even though none of us was going anywhere anytime soon, an interesting space that saw a huge jump in sales was luxury dinnerware. In fact, there is this German company called Villeroy and Boch, and they saw a reported 19% increase in their sales through e-commerce, where other revenues were declining. In the UK, John Lewis reported a 74% increase in online searches for tablecloths and a 101% rise in napkin sales in 2020 as compared to 2019. I don't know where all of these people were eating. I am an apartment dwelling city mouse who's probably going to live my whole life in an apartment like this. But you know, one thing that took off in sales during COVID? Luxury bunkers. Take it in, luxury bunkers. A bunker manufacturer called Rising S Company, and they reported a 700% increase in queries during 2020 for luxury bunkers. I hope you did find it interesting. I had a lot of fun looking for them, and as always, subscribe, like, share, comment, whatever comes to you.